Are we recording?
Weekends are not for showers.
Spitting on the ones and twos.
Wait, are we gonna get copyright infringement for that?
Welcome to Hey Sister, Soul Sister.
We're really relying on our editors to do a good job.
Hola, bienvenidos a Hey Sister, Soul Sister.
Hi. Oh, sorry. One, we started out and it was like, the audio was a little like distorted,
Choppy?
but then it caught up. Yeah. But now you're gone and I can't see you. The audio is great though.
I could see you, so I'll just react to you.
For you.
Hopefully you could see me.
Fine.
It's I to blame. It's my internet. And it's been shitty.
I need to get you upgraded.
I do need to do it. So not next episode because we're real time. We're recording tomorrow, but by the following 2 episodes, I should have at least called AT&T for a better internet because it was shitty yesterday and I didn't do the reset today. So you know. I'm Erica, by the way.
Oh, hey, Erica. I'm Leia. Hello.
Hello. And we got a fun show for you guys. So we're going to just start off with like the Cheeseman Corner, pop culture. So much is going on.
Let's do it.
But so I call this the Holy Trifecta. I just made it up last night when I was going to bed. So 3 awesome things I guess happened yesterday. Numero uno.
Apparently.
Yeah, Taylor Swift got her music back. She always had rights to like the music sheet, but not the actual recording. So she had to re-record all her music. So she gets the money. So she put out Rojo Red again, Taylor's version. Second, Jessica Simpson got her name back. I guess she didn't have like ownership. I didn't know about it till I saw something. But she didn't have like ownership of her clothing brand, I guess. So she took that back. And last but not least, Britney Spears got her life back. The conservatorship has ended. And, showing girls everywhere, don't fuck with us. We'll take control back. So the Holy Trifecta of control and how shitty the entertainment industry can be. And girls don't shine. Girls, everybody don't sign a shitty contract. Because if Brittany, Taylor, and Jessica were in shitty contracts and had to fight for them, fight for their rights, imagine us normal people. What will happen?
Word.
So
read the fine print. And I think don't be afraid to fight back. Defend your name. It's yours.
Yeah, exactly.
It's yours. It's your life. It's your name. It's your brand. It's your music. It's yours.
It's yours.
I'm excited. Celebrating that. That's so awesome.
Yeah.
Feel the feminine energy floating in the air.
Right? It's like coming. It's like,
I feel that power.
Feminine. And then in the second part of celebrity news, the sexiest man alive was announced, and it's Sir Paul Rudd, who we all love. I mean, I hear Chewy and his friends obsessed with him.
Yeah, who hates Paul Rudd? Who does not love that man?
Yeah.
I mean, and he gets better and better every year. Mm-hmm. Ever since Clueless. And I was like, look at this man with a smile. So hot, so cute, so funny. And then he got funnier. Like his roles just got funnier and funnier and funnier. I love him.
Now
this was a great pick. I'm good with it.
Yeah, and now he's part of Marvel, so his like status just keeps going up.
Oh, he's set forever and ever. Yeah, he's
set forever in life, forever. Forever, never, and ever, never. But we have a little quiz that Leia sent me. I haven't opened it yet.
Okay, I have it open, so I will read this to you.
Okay.
And this is from BuzzFeed, and we just had to bring it to the pod because it's so good. So it's not really a quiz. It's just like a conversational piece. Is how we want to look at this. So the title says, I'm genuinely curious if you find Paul Rudd sexier than these guys. And then we will see who is sexier. So first on deck, Paul Rudd versus Pete Davidson. Go.
So recently Pete Davidson has turned into some odd looking character to me. Like he was on to me into like, yeah, I'll hit that. You know? Like he just transformed recently. Maybe it's the Kardashian curse, right? Like Kim got to him and all of a sudden I'm like salivating at my mouth like, ooh.
What about Pete. When he was with Ariana Grande?
Didn't give a fuck.
Did you like now Kim is into him and it's like, okay.
All of a sudden his like, you know, his stock increased by a lot. But OG Paul Rudd since Clueless, I mean, I grew up with 100%. Watching Paul Rudd, you know?
100% I would go Paul Rudd versus Pete Davidson. Paul Rudd for sure. I mean, Pete, man, I get the rumors, right? You know, big dick, all the things. But I get it. But like, if you guys watch him on SNL, like, I think he's like goofy and he's funny. I think he's obviously has charisma. Like, I can see why, you know, people are attracted to him.
Yeah, and like before people hook up with him, they don't know he has a big dick, you know. So he has a lot of personality, you know, charm before the clothes come off. You know,
word right. You gotta have some interaction before the clothes come off. So it can't just be like the BD. Like it cannot. Yeah,
it's not like let me look at it.
It can't just be the BD.
Yeah, it's not like let me look at it before I even talk to you. You know, like give me a picture of it. I mean, some people may do that, but you know, in the general sense, 100%. No, it's that charisma.
I mean, I think Pete, you will have your time, but I think right now, like, I'm hands down Paul Rudd. All right, next. Okay. I don't know if I want to do this one. Let me see how many there are, because this could take. There's so many options. This is going to take the entire episode. So I'm going to go with the next one. You ready for it?
Okay, give me the next
Paul Rudd versus the Perfect Avocado.
Oh, the Perfect Avocado.
The Perfect Avocado. I already know my salivating.
You know,
I think that's a sign. That's a sign.
Paul, I love you, but I have to pick the perfect avocado. Perfect avocado.
100% agree. I love you, Paul. I do, and I think you deserve the sexiest man alive right now. But I will take a perfect avocado any day of the week.
Me too.
Any day.
Me too.
Because I can just imagine how that would blend in some guacamole or on my toast.
On your huevitos, your burrito. I mean, it's so satisfying.
Everything.
It's so satisfying good. When you cut that avocado and then you open it and you see that it's perfect. You know, it's just like, oh, you get all excited. You're like, yes, what I wanted is here. You know, and it's such a buzzkill when it's the opposite, you know?
100%. And as you were talking about the perfect avocado, I was just smiling, we all know that feeling. Yeah. We all know that feeling of cutting it open and you see this gorgeous,
it's pure ecstasy,
green, perfectly ripe. Because you know, avocados are finicky. You miss a minute and it's bad.
Exactly. And you know, I get a lot of perfect avocados in my life, and I just want that over and over. I'm addicted to that sensation. I mean, it's pure ecstasy. So good. I don't think anything in the world could match that feeling when I open that avocado and it's perfect. So I'm sorry, Paul Rudd. I'm
sorry, Paul Rudd. You lose that one. Mm-hmm. All right. Let's go with how many more do you think we should do?
Maybe two.
I got plenty in here. Let's
a lot.
Do 2 more. All right, here we go.
There's a shit ton. Yeah.
There's a lot. So we're gonna go with We're going to go with Paul Rudd versus Justin Bieber.
Oh, Paul Rudd. I don't like the Biebs.
100%. I don't like the Biebs.
I'm not like
there's certain things, his music, I like his music from time to time. I wouldn't say I'm a believer. Like, I can't, like, there's certain, I don't know. Like, I like some songs. Do I like all of the things he puts out? No. I kind of prefer Justin Bieber when he's, like, the feature. You know, it's like someone else.
Yeah. Justin Bieber. That's a sidekick. He's more of a Robin to you.
Yeah, that's how I prefer him. But I will take Paul Rudd, 100%. All right, last one, and this is a throwback for all of us. What are we calling us? Geriatric millennials. The elders. The elders.
Ooh.
Paul Rudd versus the adult Simba from Lion King.
Awi moe.
Yeah.
Paul Rudd. I still go with Paul Rudd. You know, it's just, you know, he's a king and he has some daddy issues.
Well, so Simba.
Simba has daddy issues. He's got some trauma, and I can't deal with it. I don't feel like he's gonna make me laugh like Paul Rudd would make me laugh. So,
but do you remember when you were a kid and Simba became adult Simba? Were you like, oh my god, that lion is hot?
No, I wasn't. I mean, I was still like, when that was happening, I was still like, Mufasa's dead. Like, I remember like, because how the Lion King was advertised to us as children, it was like, oh, it's this lion and he's a king, and it was like, oh, happy go lucky. And then like 10 minutes into the movie, Mufasa dies and you're like traumatized. You're like, what? Like, and then the whole time I was like, he's not really dead. Like, I didn't want to believe he was dead. And so when he grew up, I was like, Hakuna Matata, I guess, but Mufasa's still dead, you know. So it was pretty traumatizing.
I think that for us in that like age, because when did it come out? When we were like 10, like
it came out in like 94 or 96. I'm gonna Google that, but you
okay? Yes, Google it and let me know, because then I think that is a generation of like trauma for sure, because I had the same experience. I went to the movie theater with all my little cousins because I was the oldest. So I sat there and I saw that scene and literally sobbed. I was sobbing in the theater because I was like, what? Like, what? Yeah. I could not grasp like how like this is a cartoon, and I was like, this is not how it's supposed to be.
Right?
This is not what I paid for. I didn't pay for shit. But I was like, this is not what I came here for. This is not what I came here for. I did not want to see his father die in front of him. And then his uncle. This is a fucked up family. His uncle is like,
listen, Disney, if I wanted
trying to take the crown and kill his own nephew. Like, I just
listen, Disney. We were 12, so it came out in 94, and I like at that point I was like, listen, Disney, 12. Like if I wanted to watch all this drama between a family, I would just go home, watch Univision at like 7:00 at night, and put on a telenovela, because this is exactly the same plot. Like they literally were like, what are people doing? It. Oh, they're watching telenovelas. Let's get them out of the living room and put cartoons in it so they could bring their kids, you know, more money, you know, and fucking traumatize us for the rest of our lives.
We needed a fucking warning. We were not prepared.
There was no warning.
Prepared. We're obviously still reeling.
It was just advertised to us that there was a bit of a struggle, not hard. It was advertised to us as a comedy, you know?
Yeah.
And then boom.
Well, and then all the Disney movies up until that point that we've seen, no one really died. Oh, no, Bambi. But I didn't have that connection.
Bambi was, Bambi, I remember watching it.
Bambi's mom.
Like, but Bambi felt kind of boring, right? I watched it on VHS. My cousin had like all the Disney movies, so every time we would go over, we would like watch them. So that's how I remember. I remember watching it in our house and being like, "Is this what happens? Like, this is kind of boring." Tell me what's going on.
Well,
it's snowing.
Moral of the story is that we choose Paul Rudd versus adult Simba.
Yeah, but we chose avocado over Paul Rudd, so food always wins, I guess. Try
always.
Adult Simba, I was not ever attracted to adult Simba. But I love the music. I was singing it the other day to my niece. She was getting annoyed because she wanted to play.
The music was great.
And every time she's like, oh, let's play like we're in the jungle. And I started singing all the Lion King songs. She's like, okay, now we're pirates. And I started singing like, yo ho, a pirate's life for me. She was like, stop it. And I was just like annoying her. She's like, oh
my gosh.
It's like, you asked for me as an aunt. I mean, this is what I'm going to give you, you know? You basically love me for this.
That's what you signed up for.
This is what you signed up for. Your soul chose this, okay? I can't stop that. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun. Shall we just go into struggles and hot vibes?
Let's do the thing.
All right. Well, I have a struggle. And FYI, guys, This is slightly a little bit graphic. Not too bad, but... proceed with caution.
I like the warning.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And I don't find a lot of things gross. I have to remember that people do. So my struggle is only having one bathroom in my house. Only one bathroom. And there's a lot of things, that are a struggle. Like we both have to use the bathroom at the same time. But let me tell you, when the toilet gets clogged, and you gotta go number 2, it is the worst. Because here, I have a lot of gag reflex, okay? So here I am, home alone, having to go number 2. Our toilet isn't flushing. And I have cramps because I have to go number 2. But at the same time, I have to unclog the toilet that has previous stuff. And I was, oh my God, it was...
I'm sorry.
It was that was me. It took me a while. I ended up getting it unclogged, but I basically hurt my throat because I was gagging so much and I was like coughed so much. And then I think I tensed up my body and I was tense and I was coughing and I hurt my shoulder. But it was the worst. But I did get it unclogged and I was able to relieve myself, but that was the worst 15-20 minutes of my life. I called Chewy and I was like, toilet's clogged, and he's like, well, you're gonna have to unclog it. I was like, no, but I need to go bathroom, because he usually does the dirty work for me. And yeah, so if I had multiple bathrooms, I could have used the other one and just let Chewy fix it when he got home or called a plumber. But it was the worst time of my life.
That's a struggle for sure. Oh my God, I'm nauseous just thinking about it. I definitely gagged. That was no, because I can just imagine it. I can imagine. Yeah. Oh, I can't do it. I can't.
I was so grossed out. I put on a different sweater and shirt just so that I wouldn't get. I was so grossed out. But I am proud that I eventually did it. But it was just a survival. Where do I go? I don't have anywhere else to go bathroom. I was this close. God. When I went to the third time to try to unclog it, I was like, if I can't get it unclogged now, I'm driving to my mom's house and I would have used their restrooms. That's how bad it was.
100%.
And it got out. So, all right. If you're
you know what? I celebrate you.
Thank you. It's a big triumph. To do that. But I shouldn't have to struggle. I shouldn't have to struggle in the first place.
Oh my God.
I mean, my house was built in the 50s, so old pipes and all that. It happens. Yeah. It happens.
You have so much space on your land. You could totally build another bathroom.
I do have a pretty big backyard.
I'm sure your equity would totally come up if you just built another bathroom in there. Yeah.
I'll buy a new house. How about that? Just get a whole new house.
Oh man. Wow. My struggle. My struggle is not as dramatic. It is just annoying. And it's so, guys, I mean, it doesn't look it, but my lips are so chapped. Like, this is the earliest in the season, including being in the East Coast, and living in Southern California. This is the earliest it's been this chapped. This doesn't happen until like maybe deep into winter when it gets really, really dry, like in January. But I like busted this lip open just flossing my teeth because it's so dry. And I even have been using Aquaphor, which has been my go-to thing, and it's not doing anything. I gotta go find something else that'll just like hydrate and heal this. It's not healing it.
How's your water intake though?
Amazing.
So good.
Amazing. The rest of my skin is like flawless. Like it feels hydrated. I switched. I got a thicker moisturizer, which I love for this weather. So everything else feels great except my lips. Like I haven't found anything.
Oh, I've seen, and I don't know where to buy them, but I've seen some people that I follow online use their. You know how they have like the stuff for underneath your eye? They have it for lips, like it's a lip mask,
like a mask.
Yeah. And
I think my favorite brand, Fourth Ray, Color Pops, skincare line. Not an ad, but should be. I think they have one.
Yeah, check it out. Because I saw this like person, I've seen her do it twice, but I don't know where she gets it from. I was like, because like it looks funny because it actually looks like lips. Like you put it on top and it like gives you moisturizer. Gives you moisture. I don't know. And then she's like, she always does like her stories, like, oh, self-care or whatever.
While that's on?
No. She's just moving the camera.
Okay. I was gonna say,
with her text. No, I think it's just like one thing that's like, it looks like a lip and it just goes over your mouth and it. Yeah, maybe that helps.
I will try anything. Ooh, yeah. Ooh! I just knocked over my laptop.
It looked like you fell though. I was like, did you fall? I realized it was your laptop. I was like, Leah, what happened to your chair?
Whoopsies.
You're alive. Man. The laptop's alive. You're alive. It's all good. Well, I mean, you live in a very.
You have to do. Yeah, it's dry.
Do you think you have sunburn too?
No, I haven't been in the sun very much, so I really don't. And then it's been going dark so soon. Never in the sun.
Yeah.
Which makes me sad. But
I know. Seasonal depression. Seasonal depression. But now we're moving on to high vibes, so maybe this will lighten the mood and not, do the opposite of seasonal depression. So my high vibe is I bought some stuff in Express, and a few of the things I had to downsize. I had to go down a size because they were too big. So I'm so happy. I mean, there were sweaters. So like there were sweaters that were like oversized sweaters, and I got I got the same size in a lot of the stuff, but some are more fitted. So I have to go up a size, and then the stuff that was more loose, I was like, this is too loose. So I returned them and got the other size, and I was like, I feel, and I know it's just because of the fit, but at the same time, it makes me feel like, oh, yay, it feels good. It feels good,
Oh my goodness.
It just feels good to be like, oh, I downsize. So that's a fun part. And then I returned one of the sweaters that I didn't like, and I got another one that I do like. So I'm excited.
So is there a sale happening that I need to look
There's a sale happening right now, like 40% off stuff. Yeah. Yeah. When I got my stuff, when I got my stuff, there was no sale. I needed like sweaters and cardigans. So I bought a bunch of stuff, but it's been like freaking hot. I haven't been able to wear them because it's been warm.
That reminds me. I've been obsessed with the weather the last several weeks. Or no, the last week. Because I know. Like it changes much in Nevada.
Yeah.
But I I saw on my little app that we were gonna drop below the 70s. I was like, ooh, winter's coming.
65.
So I've been like checking every single day to see like what the trend is. Like, is it going to be days? Like, are we done with 70-degree weather? Are we going to drop below? Because last time we got a little bit of a tease. We got 2 days of like below 70. It's like, ooh, I get to wear a sweater today. And then it didn't last. We went right up to the 80s, right into the 70s, and it's been holding in that pattern for a long time. Mm-hmm. So I haven't washed any of my like sweaters. Like they're still packed. And I guess I have to make room in my closet for them. I have not washed them. And I don't want to wash them if this is going to last like 2 days. I have 2 sweaters that I washed. And that's it. Like, if that's what I need, fine. I'm not going to wash the whole thing. It's not going to last. So I've been like obsessed. Like, how long is this going to last? So far 3 days. So we'll see if it's going to be like a stretch for the season.
Yeah. Today it's supposed to be like 79, then tomorrow 78, then Monday 70, and then it's going back down to the 60s. So that's okay. Good. But it rained the other day.
We're gonna go through.
Yeah.
Oh,
probably.
Well, let me get into my high vibe because this is a big win. Big win because I've never really set this boundary at the level that I set it. But I went home for my dad's birthday party last weekend. All good. My uncle, who lives in San Francisco, I rarely see him, and especially with the pandemic, definitely never see him. And he's like recently immigrated from the Philippines, so maybe in the last like year or two, but I never really saw him, like, because they chose to live in San Francisco with my other family members. This fool had the audacity to call me heavy twice. And the first time I let it slide because there's a language barrier, right? So I didn't, and in the context, I was like on my way out to walk Charlie. So, and he told me to be careful. So I just figured like, oh, like I kind of assumed like, okay, watch out for the dog. He might pull. He's heavy. So I didn't really like think much of it. It made me think twice. I was like, what is he trying to say? Like, what is he trying to say here? So, but I let it slide because I was like, maybe lost in translation, whatever. So I walked Charlie. I came back, and then he said it again. Like, and I couldn't understand like the first part, but it was like something like he didn't use the word your, so I couldn't tell who he was talking about. But he was like, Leia, heavy, be careful. And I was like, okay, it's one thing to say it once and I'm going to misunderstand you. It's another thing to say it twice. And now what? No, to be really real, I went into the normal thing that I do. Like, I was like angry and hurt, right? Because this is a deep wound for me, like a deep wound. So like I go upstairs and like I immediately like meditate. Like I put myself in meditation because I was like the pain that I was feeling was really hurt. Like I cried, of course. And then like I don't know what this came from, like my power within. And it was very clear to me, like it was like my own voice that said, no. Like it was real crazy. I said to myself, no, he has no right. No one has a right. This body is yours and yours alone, and you own it. No one has the right to say anything about your body. and it is off limits. And I like immediately stopped crying. And I was like it was almost like my power came back to me, and I was like, oh, I like took a like exhale. I was like, that's fucking damn straight. That's so fucking damn straight. So I went, I even told Alex, and this is usually something I keep to myself, but I told Alex, I was like, he comes at me one more time about my weight today. He comes at me one more time about my weight today. I'm letting you know right now, I'm saying some shit. And it may not be pretty because I'm angry. And no one gets to talk about my body ever from this day forward without me saying some shit about it. And he was like, okay. Like, big eyes. Like, I don't think he's ever heard me like straight, like
gangster,
I'm going
like,
to. Yes, she came out. She came out, and he was like, okay. I'm like, all right. Well, one, I told my mom first because I had to give her a warning.
Yeah.
I had to warn her that this is the energy that I am in.
Is it your mom's brother?
Yes, my mom's brother. Mm-hmm. And I get that this is not their fault. This is like deep, not just familial, but cultural, toxic shit. Yeah. And you can relate to this too. Mm-hmm. Like we push food because, well, one, like a lot of our families came from nothing, literal nothing. And I know my family did. You know, we came from nothing. So any food that you get, like it's pushed on you. Yeah. It still comes from that mentality of, we may never see this again, you know, like from scarcity, like you gotta eat, you gotta eat. But in the same breath, say some shit like you're getting heavy or you're heavy in the same fucking minute, the same fucking breath. And it drives me crazy. So it's like this deep wounding, and not just for me, but for my family. And I have a lot of compassion for them, except for this moment, that this is something that they don't see yet. You know, they don't see that it's very hurtful, it's very toxic, and it no longer serves us as an individual, as a family, and as a culture. So I get that. So, but I had to warn my mom because she knows how I can be when I've hit a level, and I was there, like boundary energetically. I didn't have to say anything to anyone because I was already in the energy of like, don't fuck with me about this. This is a hard line. I will fight you today. So I told my mom, and of course, while I'm getting food, because at this point in time, I'm hungry, so I'm gonna go eat now. So I'm like getting food, and I was like, Mom, and of course she's trying to push food on me. Yeah. So I was like, I got this. I know how much I want to eat. I'm good. And secondly, I need to let you know that if your brother comes at me again about how heavy I am, I'm going to say something. And it may not be pretty. So I'm just letting you know that if he comes at me, I'm setting a boundary because I'm done. No one gets to talk about my body ever. Period. And this was a shots fired for her too, right? Like for everyone. Like, do not fuck with me. This is done. I'm not doing this again. And so she was like, is that what he said? All the things. So I think what had happened was she went and told him. I think that's what she did. I think so. I mean, I'm pretty sure because that's what she's going to do. You know, but I had to warn her because I was like, no one. I'm done. Yeah. Don't even. And so he didn't come at me again. In fact, he avoided me like the whole week. And I'm like, that's fine. If you can't handle what I got to say, then maybe you shouldn't say shit in the first place. So yeah, that's a big deal for me because it's a deep wound and a deep wound that I still am healing. And so I'm like, so proud of myself that I was just like, and I'm getting like emotional about it too. So I am really proud of myself.
It's
and no one fucked with me about my weight the rest of the weekend. So I was like, and my mom's family, they talk. Well, actually, my whole family talks. So I'm like,
nope.
I dare you at this. I wish you would.
Yeah.
Because you don't want any of this. You don't. And it's a hard boundary for me moving forward. I'm done. Like, this is it. This is it.
It's hard. And I tell my mom, like, because they'll comment on my niece's weight or like what she eats, and it's like, just let her eat. Like, you don't need to comment it. And like, my niece isn't chubby. She has got a little rolls, but she's fine.
She's a kid.
And she's a kid, and she doesn't really like vegetables. And you don't have to like hound her for eating or hound her for not doing exercise. I was like, that's really bad for her.
She's 7. She's playing enough. Oh, she's 8.
She's 8.
I was close. But she had a birthday this year.
She had a birthday this year. You know, she didn't skip it. But I mean, like, well, for COVID, I didn't get that. I haven't gotten that reaction. I think because like people understood like what COVID has done to people. But in the past with my family, I have like there was a lot of like, oh, like I remember growing up, like my weight was commented on all the time, and then people would tell me like, oh, your mom when she was pregnant with you, she was only like 120 pounds, or your mom was really, I guess my mom was really skinny when she was younger. And like it was just always like, I remember just it always being, I was always being compared to other people like since I was a kid. And then when I first lost my weight, when I was living in LA and I first lost that weight, right away I was getting comment like, you're not eating, and like, because I dropped the weight. I dropped the weight really fast. I really don't, like, I got food poisoning, and all of a sudden like the weight just fell off. Like I didn't change my workout. I just like, it just fell off. Like my body was losing the weight fast, and I was constantly eating. Like I was eating every 2 to 3 hours. And like I couldn't even eat enough. I was always hungry. I just kept eating and eating. And I remember I went home, it was my dad, and he's all like, you're too skinny. I'm like, well, what is it? Am I too fat or am I too skinny? And then when I first moved back home, or like he told me, he's like, you need to eat, you're too skinny. I'm like, what is it? Am I too fat, too skinny? That's what I told him. And it didn't hit me, but I was just like, well, what do you want? And I was like, well, my aunt's right there, because at that point I was living with my aunt, and I was like, ask her. I eat all the time. Like I have to buy extra food for myself because I'm eating all the time. And she's like, yeah, she does eat. She has her own snacks. She's eating like every 2 hours. But then when I moved, then they stopped commenting on it. Then I moved back home, and when I moved back home, like that first year, I was fluctuating a lot. And I remember my mother-in-law commented on it, like, oh, you're getting a little chubby. And it hit me, and then I lost some of the weight, and it wasn't even a lot. And she was like offering me food, same thing. And she's like, well, what do you want? And I was like, oh, I just want 2. And she's like, are you sure you don't want 4? And I'm and then I think I just kind of like let it out. I was like, well, what? I was like, well, if you serve me 4, you're gonna comment them I'm getting my rolls. And she kind of looked at me like, what? And I was like, oops, it slipped. Because I try not to, like, with my parents, I'm like that, but I try not to be with like other people. And I was like, oh shit, that just slipped. And I was just like, ha. But even like my eating habits were sometimes in question. Like, oh, you only eat healthy food, or da da da. I was like, no, I eat everything.
It's so fucked up. It is so fucked up. Like, and a lot of us, like a lot of like the culture, they're not ready to see it. Like, it's so deeply ingrained, you know? And it's so deeply ingrained that I too was doing some crazy shit. Like, for example, at this party, my aunt and my other aunt also have lost weight. Like around the same time, and one of them lost weight because she got diagnosed with diabetes and had to go do like, you know, some significant changes. And so I caught myself like commenting on their weight, like I was like, oh my gosh, you guys look so good. And I was like, whoa, that was not even in my awareness. And like the second it came out of my mouth, I was like, I was like, oh
Just
my God,
condition.
it's the same thing. So I made a promise, like at least like to myself, I was like, I'm not commenting on anyone's weight anymore. Like loss, gain, doesn't matter. I mean, I never would say anything about anyone gaining weight, but like how good they look. I'm not doing that. Like that is a standard that I'm setting for myself. Period. I'm not giving it any more of my energy. And it is so crazy because I've never felt this kind of boundary around it ever. And it's like a new level for me. And I'm super excited about it.
Yeah, I'm being mindful too of like avoiding when people lose weight, saying, "Oh, you look good," like you didn't look good before,
right?
You know? But I mean, at the same time, like some people do want it. Like I would want it, but maybe it's more like, "Oh, do I look?" Like if I have to instigate the props, because I mean I have my like love language is word of affirmations, but at the same time, I was like, do I look good now? Yeah, I do, you know. So it's like it's that tricky balance of like. It's like all the middle ground stuff and like getting rid of all these constructs that we've been put into because of some industry, you know, industries like the fashion, food, whatever. There's a lot of industries that do it, but
colonialism.
Yeah, exactly. It's deep. It's deep.
The fucking patriarchy. Yeah.
Fucking patriarchy ruin our fucking lives. But Brittany, Jessica, and Taylor are free now, so it's a new wave of life. The Holy Trifecta, the whole new way of life.
Word.
Now I just need to be free.
I'm free because I have like taken back that power. I'm free too. Put me in there with like Taylor and Jessica and Brittany.
And Leia
too, like that, and Leia. That boundary has been set. It feels amazing.
It feels good. Yeah. Woohoo! And that's our show. I thought, you know what? I thought we were gonna end early, but we ended just on time. Yeah. Oh, but should I announce the one thing that's happening? The extra high vibe. We'll leave it at this. So there's an extra high vibe. Guys,
we love extra high vibes.
This is like presetting us for the next episode because we're going to talk about this thing next episode, which we were going to do today, but you know, Paul Rudd, Britney News, we had to cover it.
So many things.
Guys, I am now TikTok famous. Okay, I am on my way to going viral.
And keep it coming. Go in.
So
support.
The money is coming in. It is rolling in truckloads. Because of my TikTok famidity. Did a post on TikTok and now it like literally has been blowing up. I had to turn off my notification.
I kind of can you see right now where you're at? Because I know at the beginning of our show you told me. Well, not beginning. We didn't hit record, but I want to see an update on where you're at right now.
Yeah. So let's see where we're at. Let's see where I'm at.
And then when we record again, we can check again where you're at.
Yeah. Hold on. And it's refreshing. So as of right now, my views are at 267,000 with
quarter of a mil.
Yeah, with 38.8 thousand likes and 1,789 comments.
Jeez. That is insane.
So we'll see if it keeps growing. Because evidently it has to be like 3 to 4 million to be viral now. Right? What did you read? Yeah.
I think it was like 5 million. 5 million views. Just the views. It doesn't even comment or like. Just views. Yeah.
So I guess I'm almost there.
You're almost there, man.
Someone hire us. Someone pay us to do this. Someone be knocking at our door. I mean, it could be the Try Guys could come in, Dear Media. What else? I don't know. If there's like a Latino, Filipino one, let's do that one. You know, like
let's do it.
Like Women of Color
or we can
United.
Just create that. That sounds great.
Or we could just have it, the primos, you know? We'll call it. Come back to us with some ideas.
Primo Media.
primo media. Yeah.
We should find like the words that we use both in both like languages and cultures and put that, and then media. Like that would be great.
Yeah. Yeah. Look at this, guys. We just started a brand. Whole new brand. A whole new brand. Done. And with that, we leave you. Ooh. Leia and I, Leia has to go, but Leia and I have a lot of ideas and a lot of thinking to do. A lot of thinking. We do. We love you guys. Do all the things. Thank you for joining us today. Catch you on the flip side. Adios. Peace.